How I get on Facebook?
I think you said the Facebook is not right now.
You good?
Hey, shalom, Israel. Hey, listen, we the Isupk, the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge, coming out of 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York. We are under Commanding General Yohana. If it is not under Commanding General Yohana, it is not the truth, you understand? You know, we've been bringing this truth out since 1969, that Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans are the true children of the Most High, that we are the true nation of Israel, you understand? And in order for us to come back and pretty much claim our inheritance with the Most High, we got to come back to keeping these laws, statutes, and commandments. You understand? Like, we've been bringing this out since it's like, turn it down a little bit, like a little echo. Yeah, we've been bringing this out since 1969. And listen, if you can't see that the men of the Isupk commanding General Yohana and the men of the Isupk are the true prophets of the Bible, you understand? Like, look what's going on the earth today. You understand? The entire earth right now is about to shut down because of plague, you understand? Because of a single plague. It's a single plague right now that the Most High didn't just put on. You know, he started off with the Chinese, who in the Bible is Moab, you understand? He started with them, but he ain't finishing with them, you understand? This is a single plague. The whole earth is about to shut down. Like, they just shut the entire China down. They playing NBA games right now with no fans in the stands. They got laws going out in different states that you can't congregate 250 if it's more than 250 people in a particular setting, it's against the law, you understand? These are the type of plagues that the Lord will pour out against our oppressors and against these other beasts that come in to try to destroy our nation, you understand? But we're going to see this in the scripture. Like, these are not our words, you understand? Like, we read, this is what the Most High has to say. So for all these years, us telling our people we got to come back to keeping these laws, statutes, and commandments, that it's a spiritual war that we fighting, that we got to come back to serving the Lord, we're going to see it firsthand right now. You understand? We just seeing the beginning of it.
Right.
And look what's happening in the earth right now. People are panicking. People are running scared right now. You understand? Right. This is just the tip of it. You feel me? But we're gonna see this in the scripture. If I could, mind you that Moab, there are 18 nations in the Bible. Moab is the Chinese. You understand? The people that got hit hard in Wu-Tang, China, Wuhan, China. Mm-hmm. You see what I'm saying? Like, these are the people of Moab. You know, them Koreans and them Chinamen on the corner store that sending their kids to Ivy League schools off the false head of Black, Hispanic, and Native American communities. You understand? Like, these are their people in the scripture. Moab. If I could, let me get Ezekiel 25 and verse 11, Brother Kashar.
Ezekiel 25 and 11. And I will execute judgment upon Moab.
And I will execute judgment upon Moab. This is the Most High speaking right now. Like, the Most High is going to execute judgment upon Moab, you feel me? Because of the things that Moab has done to his children. You understand? Like, we've been bringing it out week after week after week after week, that we got to come back to keeping these laws, statutes, and commandments, you understand? If you Black, Hispanic, and Native American, what you should be doing is you should be running to your closest school, whatever city you in. If you're in Baltimore, 3428 Eastern Avenue is where you need to come. You understand? This is the only safe haven for our people here in Baltimore. But across the earth, you find your local camp leaders in whatever city, whatever town you in, and you feel me? You get with the Isupk if you Black, Hispanic, and Native American.
That's right.
You understand? We've been saying it for a long time, but no one wants to hear us. But you're going to start seeing soon that this is just the first plague. This is just the tip of it. You understand? And you already see the frenzy that everyone's going into. The Most High just said, and I will execute judgment upon Moab. You understand? Like, what these other nations do to us, they don't get away with it. They don't get away with it.
Right.
The Most High will repay them for the things that they're doing to us. You understand? The Most High who created everything, you think he don't see the affliction and the oppression that they putting us under? He will repay them. He said, I will execute judgment upon Moab. Keep going.
And they shall know that I am the Lord.
And they shall know that I am the Lord. You understand? Damn Buddha. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
Damn all them Chinese false gods and whatnot. You feel me? They will know that Yahweh is the Most High. You understand? They will understand that that the power that's fighting for us is the supreme power in all the earth and all the universe. You understand? They will find that out. Keep going, Buck the show.
12. Thus saith the Lord God, because that Edom has dealt against the house of Judah by taking vengeance.
Hey, check this out. Edom or Esau, you feel me? Who is the so-called white man, you feel me? The oppressor. He's not exempt from this either. You understand? He's going to get repaid as well for the crimes that he's committed against the Lord's people. You understand? Like, he's running scared right now. You know why? Because right now they're going to start paying back. They're going to start paying back for what they've done to our people. You understand? Like, Moab is getting hit. Right now they burning their own people. They got them in hotels locked in there, and they got them in housing units and stuff. They burning their people over there. You understand? This is one plague. Edom and the so-called oppressor, the oppressor, the so-called white man, you're not exempt from this. You understand? That's why you should be running scared. Keep going.
And have greatly offended and revenged himself upon them.
Here's the thing, like he's dealt against the house of Judah by taking vengeance and have greatly offended and revenged himself upon them. He's done everything he wanted to do to blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. We've done nothing to him. We've done nothing to him. You understand? But you consistently see, our brothers and sisters dying in the streets, our kids dying in the street. We constantly see cocaine and heroin pushed into our communities. You understand? And the thing is, the problem is we blame each other for everything. But we got to put the blame where the blame belongs. You understand? Because when you destroy a people and you make provisions for a people to be oppressed, like you put the drugs in the community and then wonder why people getting high. You put the drugs in the community and then wonder why people are killing each other. You understand?
Right.
Like, people are dying because of what you've done. And then you want to turn your nose up like somebody else is the bad one. You are the devil that the Bible speaks of. You understand? You are the oppressor that the Bible speaks of. Keep going.
Therefore, thus saith the Lord God, I will also stretch out my hand upon Edom. I will stretch out my hand upon Edom, meaning the Lord is going to send plagues. The Lord is going to send affliction. He's going to send curses. He's going to send all these things down. You understand? Blacks is if you're not black, Hispanic, or Native American, you should be preparing for war right now. Like, you should be preparing to go to war right now because it's coming for you. If you black, Hispanic, and Native American, what you need to do is you need to prepare yourself to come in into the Isupk. You understand? This is what we need to do. Our war is not physical at this point. Our war right now is spiritual. We got to learn how to fight these principalities out here. We got to learn how to stand with the Most High and allow the Most High to do what the Most High does for his people, which is protect us and destroy our enemies. He did it in Egypt. Right. We didn't have to lift a finger in Egypt, you understand? Right. And the Most High walked us out of Egypt. If he walked us out of Egypt, he damn sure can walk us out of America. Right. You understand? This is the power that we serve. This is the power who wants to give rulership of this earth to us. We just got to come back to keeping these laws, statutes, and commandments. Drop down to verse 14, Brother Bishop. And I will lay my vengeance upon Edom by the hand of my people, Israel.
And I will lay my vengeance upon Edom by the hand of my people, Israel. You understand? This is the future prophecy. Right now, we fight a spiritual war. You feel me? But there will come a time, you understand, when we will battle. That time is not now. You understand? We fight a spiritual war. It means we battle each other. We battle our own self. The biggest war that we fight right now is battling ourselves to stop getting high, to stop being homosexual, stop being drug dealers, stop being murderers. You understand? We gotta start battling ourselves, and once we start doing that, coming back and keeping these laws, statutes, and commandments, and returning to the Most High. This is our power. You understand? This is what's going to make us a wise and mighty and strong nation again. We ain't got to worry about going and buying all the artillery that out there and all that, preparing for war like Edom. You understand? What we got to do is we got to put our armor on with the Lord. Keep going, Brother Bishop.
And they shall do in Edom according to my anger and according to my fury, and they shall know my vengeance, saith the Lord God.
And they shall know my vengeance, saith the Lord the Lord God. You understand? So when you see a coronavirus, when you see Zika, and you see what's some other plagues that the Lord didn't put out? What's some more plagues? They had the Zika virus. They got coronavirus now. Ebola. You understand? Like these are plagues. The Most High is just showing you bits and pieces of his power.
Right.
You understand? Like the Lord could put a plague out here and you see what's going on. That's the power we serve. So all these nations out here that's taking advantage of us, all these nations out here that's killing us, coming into our communities and setting up shop, you feel me, destroying our people, causing us to sin. Guess what? Your day is coming. Your day is coming, you understand? For Blacks, Hispanic, and Native Americans, it's vitally important that we come back to keeping these law, statutes, and commandments, and that we understand that we got to serve the Most High. You understand? If I could, let me get Isaiah 51 and 23. We're gonna get this in the scripture, understand? We're gonna see how the Lord feels about, what's going on here. You understand?
Isaiah 51 and 23. But I will put it into the hand of them that afflict thee.
Matter of fact, start at verse 22, Brother Bishop.
Okay. Isaiah 51 and 22. Thus saith the Lord, and the God that pleads the cause of his people.
Like Christ pleads for us, you understand? Christ, he pleads for his people, you understand? Like these are not the words of the Isupk. This is the words of the Most High, you understand? Let's see what he's pleading. Keep going.
Behold, I have taken out of thy hand the cup of terrible trembling.
So right now I say, I've taken out of the hand the cup of trembling. Like Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, for centuries, we've been trembling, you understand? We come out the house, we don't know if we coming back home, you understand? Our kids leave the house, we don't know if our kids are coming back home. Our kids are getting abused, our elderly getting abused, our men getting destroyed, you understand? We've been trembling for centuries. Keep going.
Even the dread of the cup of my fury.
Listen, we've taken the blunt force trauma of the Lord's anger, you understand? For disobeying the Lord, you feel me? The Lord has we've lived out these curses. Far too often we understand the curse and we do not understand the blessing. You understand? So like we've been on the wrong end of that whipping stick for far too long. Keep going.
Thou shalt no more drink it again.
The Lord is saying, listen, you come back to keeping these laws, statutes, and commandments, thou shalt not drink it again. You understand? Like the fury of the Most High, the vengeance, the punishment of the Most High, you understand? We come back to keeping these laws, statutes, and commandments. The Lord said, we ain't got to see this again. But guess what? He took that cup from us. Keep going. We're going to see what the scripture says.
51 and 23. But I will put it into the hand of them that afflict thee. That's correct.
So, hey, the trembling that we felt for centuries, the pain and anguish, the oppression that we felt for so long, guess what? The Lord is going to take that cup from us and he's going to put it in their hands. He's going to put it into the hands of the oppressor. That's why right now the Chinese are saying that they're facing racial they're facing what they call it, racial stereotypes. Because when people walk by me, you know, woman said when people walk by her, they turn their head and put their hands on their mouth. You feel me? Why shouldn't they?
Right.
Like if people have been struck with the coronavirus, why wouldn't a person cover their mouth around you? Mm-hmm. You understand? But this is what it's like to be black every single day. This is what it's felt like to be black for centuries, and we've done absolutely nothing. Right. Just because of the color of our skin, you understand? We face these afflictions, this oppression. But guess what? The Lord is taking that cup from us, and He's putting it into the hands of our oppressor. Keep going, Bob Bishop.
Which have said to thy soul, bow down, that we may go over.
And which have said to thy soul, bow down. Like this is what these other nations have done to blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. They told us to bow down and serve them. You understand? They've been our oppressor. They've been our murderers. They've been our rapists. You understand? They've told us to told our soul to bow down. It ain't good enough for you to go to the slavery and give them your hard-earned labor. You feel me? They need your spirit. They need you to come in smiling every day. You understand? Keep going.
And thou hast laid thy body as the ground and as the street to them that went over.
And thou hast laid thy body as the ground. This is talking about the death. You understand? We've been destroyed, we've been killed, but guess what? The Lord is going to take that cup from us and He's going to give it to our oppressors. You understand? This is why they're running crazy and they're running scared because of a coronavirus. You understand? Because the Lord is going to begin to slowly, like, we've been telling our people that we have to separate from our oppressors for the longest time. And people say, oh, y'all are racist, you know, you shouldn't be talking like that, this, that, and the third. Listen, this is the Lord's will. So if we don't want to do it willingly, the Lord will force us to. The Lord will force us to separate. You understand? Like, why are you going to Chinese and Asian restaurants right now? Why are we doing that? Knowing that they receive packages left and right from China and stuff like that, and this virus can live on the surface for, you know, for an extended period of time. Why are we eating from them? That's why the Asian businesses are suffering right now. The Asian businesses are suffering because blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, we wising up a little bit. We saying, listen, maybe we should just go in the house and open that bag of flour and cook that chicken that's been in the freezer for 6 months. You understand? This is what we're doing now. This is what we doing. The Most High is going to take that cup, that cup that we've had for so long, right, and He's going to put it into the hands of these oppressors. You understand? Right. But listen, we want to be on that side that don't have to taste this cup no more. Right. And the only way we're going to do that is by keeping these laws, statutes, and commandments. You understand? Right. It's like you were saying something.
It is beautiful.
Come on, go ahead.
Isaiah 52:1. Awake, awake, put on thy strength, O Zion.
Awake, awake, put on thy strength. Everybody say they woke. The Lord is saying, wake up to this truth. You understand?
Right.
You know, everybody wanted to talk about the sun, the moon, the stars, and all this nonsense. You feel me? How about we wake up to this truth? Let's wake up to keeping these laws, statutes, and commandments and put on thy strength. What is thy strength? Like, us keeping these laws, statutes, and commandments is our strength. You understand? Because we're serving our power. The only power that can save us in this earth. You understand? When we start keeping these laws, statutes, and commandments, we put on thy strength. He is our strength. The Most High is our strength. You feel me? So when we come back to serving Him, that's the strength that we're putting on. You understand? Keep going.
Put on thy beautiful garments, O Jerusalem, the holy city. For henceforth there shall no more come into thee the uncircumcised and the unclean.
Hey, check this out. Put on thy beautiful garments, you feel me? Like on a spiritual level, those beautiful garments is a brother saying, you know what? I ain't gonna sleep with that sister because I know she got a man. You understand? I'm not gonna eat that pork, shrimp, crab, and lobster. Like that's what these beautiful garments are. These laws, statutes, and commandments are like beautiful garments that clothe us. You understand? It protects us from all of the wickedness outside of our nation. You understand? But check this out though. When we put on our garments and we rock these fringes, you understand? We rock these headbands. You understand? They are beautiful garments. You understand? Like this headband I got on right now. Priest in office of 1,000 Gabar Rakab, man, he rocks it out. Get in contact with him. You understand? These are beautiful garments and this is our culture. To keep these laws, statutes, and commandments, and we dress like warriors. You understand? This is our culture that the Most High has given us. Keep going, brother, for sure.
52:2. Shake thyself from the dust, arise and sit down, O Jerusalem. Loose thyself from the bands of thy neck, O captive daughters of Zion.
Listen, we gotta shake that. We gotta shake ourselves from the dust. You understand? I mean, we gotta shake ourselves from the low state that we're in. You understand? How do we shake ourselves from the low state we in? By coming back. They keep these laws, statutes, and commandments. You understand? This is how we get that dust off of us. This is how we shake that dust off of us. You understand? Rise and sit down. Like that means get up and stand up for your nation. You see a lot of people that hate being black, you feel me? There's a lot of people who hate and talk down about black people, you understand? Rise and put your spirit back on, black man, black woman, you understand? And teach our black children how to put that culture on and be in the right vibe according to the Most High. Keep going.
3. For thus saith the Lord, ye have sold yourselves for naught.
Hey, we sold ourselves out for nothing, you understand? We got entertainers, politicians. Like, for example, we just got the mayor, Catherine Pugh. She sold herself out for naught, you understand? She sold herself on some damn books for a couple $1,000, you understand? Right. And at 70 years old, they just sentenced her to 3 years in prison. She sold herself for naught, but this is what our people do because this is what we've been taught to do. You understand? Keep going.
And you shall be redeemed without money.
And you shall be redeemed without money. You go to prison, you're a slave. You understand? You go to prison, you have no rights. So that 70-year-old woman who was once the mayor of Baltimore City, a black woman who could have made some change. Like we just observed Purim. You understand? We seen what a black woman in the right spirit can do for her people. You understand? This ain't the same type of black woman that we dealing with today. You understand? Because if Catherine Pugh was anything like Esther, you understand, we'd be in a different predicament right now. But the very people that she could have brought out of the grime and out of the slums, guess what? She sold us out. You understand? And in return, that's what happens. She shall be redeemed without money. She's going to be a slave. You understand? Like, and this is what the Most High is bringing out. You understand? Like, and I just wanted to touch on those things because it's running rampant in the earth right now. You understand? But here's the thing: the biggest virus that blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans face, the biggest virus. Like, what's the biggest virus that we face on a day-to-day basis? You feel me? Christianity. You feel me? The biggest virus that we have in our communities is these false prophets, these so-called pastors, these preachers, these deacons, whatever homosexual term they want to put on it, you see what I'm saying? These people are the biggest viruses that's plaguing blacks, Hispanic, and Native Americans. Like we run around we were scared of Zika a few years ago. We were scared of Ebola. We were scared of coronavirus now, you understand? But don't nobody fear Christianity. Christianity has taken the lives of so many brothers and so many sisters, so many babies throughout the generations, you understand? And guess what? It started with one of the biggest sellout of modern time, you understand? That Martin Luther King. That's when it started in these modern times, you understand? Hey, don't believe me. Let's get it in the scriptures, you understand? Let's get Jeremiah 23, Baba Kasha. Jeremiah 23 and 25.
Jeremiah 23.
Yeah, we're gonna get some more in this in the scripture, you understand? Because far too often we look at every other thing around us, you understand, and we take all these precautions and we do the utmost, you feel me, when the Lord is bringing out plagues to deal with these other nations, that we don't take the time to actually look out what's plaguing our people, you feel me? And this is what we gotta understand, like, we worried about coronavirus, but here in Baltimore City alone, man, 400 brothers lost 400 people lost their life last year. The year before that, 375. The year before that, 375. The year before that, 400. You understand? Coronavirus ain't do that. You understand? You know what did that? Christianity.
Yeah.
False prophets teaching our people that we ain't got to keep no laws, we ain't got to keep no statutes. You know, those things are of old. You can't be perfect. You can't keep the commandments of God. Like, this is the doctrine that's killing our people. You understand? But we want to get this in the scriptures. You got that, Brother Krishan?
Okay. Jeremiah 23 and 25. I have heard the prophet say, it's like, I have heard the prophets. I've heard what the prophets said.
I have heard what the prophet, this is Most High saying, I've heard what the prophet said. You understand? Like, we got to find out what the prophet said now, right? Keep going.
That prophesies lies in my name.
Oh, they prophesying lies in my name. So pretty much they saying something in the name of the Most High that the Most High did not give them the authority to do. You understand? Keep going.
Saying, I have dreamed. I have dreamed.
Now that should sound familiar. That should sound familiar to every Black, Hispanic, and Native American right now. For I have a dream. I have a dream that little black boys and little white girls can walk hand in hand. You understand? The Most High say, I have heard what the prophets. Start there from the top up, Krishan.
23, 25.
25, come on.
Jeremiah 23 and 25. I had heard what the prophet said, that prophesies lies in my name, saying, I have dreamed. I have dreamed.
Keep going.
26. How long shall this be in the hearts of the prophets that prophesies lies?
Like the Lord is saying, how long are they going to do this? You understand? Like, how long are they going to prophesy these lies in my name, saying that I've sent them to do something? You know, every Sunday that you go to church, that our people go to church, and we listen to the T.D. Jakes, and we listen to the Creflo Dollars and Jamal Bryant's, you know, what's some more? Whatever, insert any black pastor, you understand? Every Sunday that we go to church, you understand? The Lord is saying, how long shall this be in the heart of the prophets that prophesies lies? You understand? This has been going on for centuries. We've had so-called leaders pop up amongst us in the form of pastors, in the form of politicians, you understand? And what they'll say is, God done gave me a dream. Or God done came to me, you understand? God told me this. God told me that. The Most High said, how long are you going to do this? How long are you going to prophesy lies in my name? Keep going, Brother Krishan.
They are prophets of the seat of their own heart.
They are prophets of the seat of their own heart. You understand? They are prophets of the seat. That means that they're working for their father, the devil. You understand? They are liars. They're prophesying lies. They're prophesying something that the Most High did not give them to prophesy. You understand? Keep going.
27. Which think to cause my people to forget my name by their dreams, which they tell every man to his neighbor.
Hey, here we go. Hold on. You ever hear the pastor say, turn to your neighbor? You understand? It say, which think to cause my people to forget my name. Like, this is what these false prophets are doing. The very power that can save us from this oppression that we're in the very power that can save us and put us in our rightful position, which is in rulership on this earth. You understand? These false prophets are causing his people, blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, to forget the name of the Most High, to forget the laws, statutes, and commandments of the Most High. You understand? All because they want to be greedy. All because they want the big car and the big house. All because they want to sit at the table with master. You understand? Keep going.
27.
Now finish that one. As their fathers.
As their fathers have forgotten my name for Baal.
As their fathers have forgotten my name for Baal. Baal being pretty much, he ain't the Most High. You understand? This is pretty much an idol. You understand? You can insert Caesar Borgia for Baal. Right. You understand? That white Jesus Christ that they tell us to pray to every time, we go to Sunday service. You understand? Like the Most High is saying, how long are these prophets going to lie in my name? How long are they going to tell people that I sent them? You understand? And they start teaching certain things that's not according to what I told them. They're going to start teaching things that's only beneficial to them. This is the Most High saying this. Keep going.
28. The prophets that have a dream, let him tell a dream. And he that have my word, let him speak my word faithfully.
The prophet that have a dream, let him dream. Let him go ahead and tell his dreams, you understand? But the prophet who has my word, let him speak my word faithfully, you understand? These so-called pastors, these so-called preachers, you understand? They're not speaking the word of the Most High. You understand? They're not speaking the words of the Most High. They're not telling our people what we got to do to come back to become one and become whole with the Most High. But they are telling our people what they got to do to make them rich. If you got $1,000 faith, if you got $500 faith, you understand? Prosperity preaching. That's what they call it, They want to preach on getting money and living well in this God-forsaken kingdom. You understand? This is what these false prophets are doing. But he say, and he that hath my word, let him speak my word faithfully. You understand? That's the Isupk. The Isupk are the ones who have the word of the Most High. You understand? And speak his word faithfully. Like the words that we speak are not our own. You understand? We speak only on command of the Most High through Christ. You understand? Like this is what we speak. We don't have the authority to speak our own words. We read and teach the words of the Most High. This is the Isupk that the Bible is speaking of right now. Keep going.
What is the calf to the wheat, saith the Lord?
What is the chaff to the wheat? The chaff is pretty much like it's like corn. It's like little, like if you go to a farm or something, it's the chaff. It's like the thing, like the corn kernels type things. You feel me? Uh-huh. What is that to wheat? You understand? Like everybody needs wheat. So what the hell is your dream to the Most High's word? You feel me? Uh-huh. What is these false prophets' word in relation to what the Most High has for his people? That's what the Most High is asking. It's like one of those, like, if you could bring it, if you could bring in modern day, like, what is a penny to $1? Essentially, it's nothing. You understand? This is the Most High, the point he's making. Keep going.
29. Is not my word like as a fire, saith the Lord, and like a hammer that breaketh the rock to pieces?
Listen, the Most High's word is like a fire. It consumes, you understand? You listen to these words of the Most High, and you black, Hispanic, and Native American, you will crush anything that comes in your way. You understand? Because guess what? The Most High will be with you. You understand? It's like a hammer that breaketh the rock in pieces, you understand? Like nothing can stand in your way when you standing on the word of the Most High. But guess what? We got false teachers and false preachers who tell our people that we ain't got to keep no laws, we ain't got to keep no statutes, we ain't got to keep no commandments. You understand? That's Old Testament garbage. You understand? You saved by the blood of Jesus. You can do whatever you want to do in the Son, and all you got to do is have Jesus in your heart, and you're forgiven, and life is going to be great and sweet for you. But in the meantime, because we're not keeping no law, statutes, or commandments, we find bullets to the back of our heads. Our kids that, we just got a 13-year-old just got his head got smoked the other day here in Baltimore City. You understand? This is what happens when our people do not keep the law, statutes, and commandments, and we're taught not to keep the law, statutes, and commandments because it don't mean nothing.
Right.
So when we taught to live a life that has no morale, that has no substance in it, when we taught to live a life that has God taken out of it, we don't keep no law, statutes, and commandments, we find high blood pressure, we find diabetes, we find strokes, we find heart attacks, we find 400 murders a year in Baltimore City. You understand? We find HIV, we find every STD under the sun. You understand? We find AIDS, we find all the plagues. You understand? But guess what? When we start keeping the law, statutes, and commandments of the Most High, the Lord will take that cup from us and he'll put it into the hands of the oppressor. So that therefore the same afflictions that we were facing because we disobeyed the Lord, they're going to start facing. You know why? Because they touched us. Come. And this is why, we say that these false prophets are the biggest viruses in the communities of blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. You understand? Because they pollute our minds, you feel me, with this doctrine of the oppressor. The oppressor does what he wants to do that comes natural to his carnal nature. You understand? We're not to be people like him. We actually have a law. We got a God that we serve. You understand? The oppressor can be a homosexual. You understand? The oppressor can get high. The oppressor can do all of that, and guess what? He'll flourish for it. He'll make more money getting high. He'll make more money being a homosexual. He'll make more money being wicked. You understand? But guess what? When we do those things and we try to be like them, we die. So if we tired of seeing our sons, get bullets to the back of their heads, we tired of seeing our sons and getting locked up and put in prison, for God knows what. And we tired of seeing our daughters getting raped and molested and beaten on. You understand? And we tired of those things. You understand? The same way we taking precautions to protect ourselves against a coronavirus. Like you go to any store out here, you can't find no hand sanitizer. You damn near can find bleach. You understand? Like we've taken every precaution to make sure that this coronavirus do not get us. But when it comes to the real issues plaguing blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, we don't take no precaution. We don't have no care, no concern in regards to the livelihood of our nation. You understand? Because if we did, the Jamal Bryants and the Creflo Dollars, guess what? They would not be the leaders of black people. You understand? Commanding General Yohana has been set up to lead black people under Christ, under the authority of Christ. You understand? Commanding General Yohana is the one who's been chosen to lead blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. You understand? A man who stands on principle, a man who stands on these laws, statutes, and commandments. You understand? You're not going to get that from Jamal Bryant. You're not going to get that from Creflo Dollar. You understand? You're going to get this from the men of the Lord, Commanding General Yohana and down. You understand? This is why we say that the Christian church and these false prophets and these preachers and stuff like that are the biggest viruses to plague black, Hispanic, and Native American communities. You understand? We're gonna get some more in this, and we're gonna get some more in this in the church. We're gonna get verse 30.
Why run I said? You right.
Jeremiah 23 and 30. We're gonna get some more in the scripture. We're gonna understand that the Most High, like that's the beauty of it. When you serve the Most High has he's covered everything anyway. All we have to do is break it down to our people because From the time we was yay high, we've been taught something contrary to what the Most High done taught us. You understand? So that's why when our people hear us speak, we seem extreme. We seem like we're the ones who are. You understand? When in all actuality, we're the ones that's telling you the truth. We're the ones that's trying to tell our people to stop being homosexuals, stop being drug addicts, stop being whores, stop being, anything under the sun, according to this society. You understand? We the ones telling our people to come back and keep these laws, statutes, and commandments. So therefore, we ain't got to get the bullets in the back of our heads. You understand? Our daughters ain't got to get molested and raped. Our sons don't got to get shipped off to boarding schools and prison where they become monsters and stuff like that, because these institutions are not set up to protect our young. You understand?
Right.
We ain't got to go through that. So the same way we bind up all the hand sanitizer and all the germicides and stuff like that, the same way we're buying it to protect ourselves against coronavirus. Listen, that's all you got to do is open this book. Every household got a Bible in it. You understand? You open this book, you turn on YouTube, Facebook, you come and join the Isupk, and this is the only prevention from the virus of false prophets in the Black, Hispanic, and Native American community. Right. You understand? Right. This is the only protection that we have. This is the only way we're going to get back on the side of the Most High and take back our natural, our rightful position in this earth, which is rulers in this earth. You got that, Brother Sean?
Okay. Jeremiah 23:30. Therefore, behold, I am against the prophets.
They say, behold, I am against thy prophets, right? So you hear people say, well, my pastor, he ain't like that. My pastor, he good. He tell us the truth, you understand? But guess what? If your pastor is telling you about his personal dreams, and he's telling you what God had told him, and is not keeping these laws, statutes, and commandments, guess what? The Lord is against him. Which means that any moment in time, you understand, you are subject to losing your life. Because the Lord is against the man that's teaching you, that's supposed to be teaching you how to serve him. Let me say, behold, I am against thy prophets, saith the Lord. Keep on.
Saith the Lord, that steal my words, every one from his neighbor.
No, yeah, it's like, saith the Lord, that steal my words. Can you read that from the top, for sure?
Therefore, behold, I am against the prophets, saith the Lord, that steal my words, every one from his neighbor.
Hey, you still the Most High's words, meaning you don't speak the words of the Most High. You don't give the Most High credit. You understand? You don't give the Most High and read these oracles that the Most High that gave us. You understand? You read your own words. You read your own. You tell about your own dreams, but you do it in the name of the Most High. You understand? Because God done told me this and God done told me that. God ain't told you a damn thing. You understand? But yet you still go out here and you teach our people everything that's contrary to what the Most High said. Keep going, Brother Sean.
31. Behold, I am against the prophets, saith the Lord, that use their tongues and say, he said.
The Most High is against these prophets that say they use their tongue, that they talking. Hey, the Lord just came to me. He didn't brought it to me. Give me a second. The Most High is against you. I don't care how decent you think your pastor is. I don't care how decent you think your preacher and your bishop and your deacon is. Guess what? The Lord is against them. You know why? Because they are not teaching the words of the Most High. Keep going, Brother Bishop.
It's powerful scriptures. 32. Behold, I am against them that prophesy false dreams.
I am against them that prophesy false dreams. So that dream that Martin Luther King he had, guess what? The Most High was against Martin Luther King.
That's right.
He was against the dream that Martin Luther King had. So now we got to go back to the dream. You know, that little black boys and little white girls can walk hand in hand. Guess what? The Most High was against that. You know why? Because the Most High do not want us walking hand in hand with them.
Yeah.
You understand? Like when the Most High bring his plagues out and he takes that cup from Israel and he puts it in the cup in the hands of this other nation that oppress us, if we walk in hand with them, guess what? We going to get destroyed with them. You understand? The Most High is actually protecting us from what he has coming for them. You understand? That's why I say if we don't want to do it willingly, the Most High will prevail. You understand? He'll bring a plague out. You understand? And he'll separate us, even if we don't want to. You understand? Keep going.
32. Behold, I am against them that prophesy false dreams, saith the Lord, and do tell them to cause my people to err by their lies.
And they cause my people to err by their lies, man. They cause my people to say, you know what, we ain't gotta keep the law, statutes, commandments. I can eat pork, shrimp, crab, and lobster. All I gotta do is pray over it first. You understand? Right. As long as I pray over it first, the Lord then cleaned it up for me. You understand? These are lies according to these false prophets. You understand? These false prophets preach that you ain't gotta keep none of these statutes, none of these laws. All you gotta do is have Jesus in your heart. You understand? These are lies according to the Bible, and they cause the Lord's people to err. And this is why you see so many blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, and we're so afflicted right now. You understand? This is the fourth murder every year. This is number one in AIDS and HIV every year. This is number one in STDs every year. This is number one in abortions every year. You understand? When these false prophets come out and they speak lies, this is what happens to our people, because we're taught by false prophets. You understand? We're taught to err. We're taught to go against the side. You understand? Keep going.
And by their likeness, yet I sent them not.
Yet I sent them not. By that likeness, like they come like they holy people. They come in their suits and their long shoes and their bow ties and all that. You know, their bald faces. They come looking very feminine and you know, non-threatening and half homosexual like. You see what I'm saying? They come in that manner. You understand? But guess what? The Most High said, I ain't send them. I didn't send them to our people. Instead, guess who the Lord sent? He sent the Isupk. Right. He sent brothers that's ready to war for this nation. You understand? He didn't send cowards. You understand? He sent strong soldiers. He sent commanding General Yohana. You understand? This is who he sent. Keep going.
Yet I sent them not, nor commanded them. Therefore, they shall not profit this people at all, saith the Lord.
Therefore, they shall not profit this people at all. Like, our leaders do not profit us nothing. You understand? They don't profit us nothing. For 500 plus years, you understand, we've been Christians. We've been Muslims. We've been 5%ers, and we've been Pan-Africanists and all these things. And guess what? We're still dying in the streets. We're still getting high. We're still overdosing. We're still becoming homosexuals. You understand? Flint, Michigan still ain't got clean drinking water. You understand? These leaders profit us nothing. Everything that they do is in vain worship, meaning it's empty. It means absolutely nothing to the Most High. You understand? If I could, let's drop that. Let's go to Isaiah 9 and 16, bro, for sure. Isaiah 9 and 16.
Isaiah 9 and 16. For the leaders of this people cause them to err.
For the leaders of this people cause them to err. You understand? Our leaders are the ones, like, it's so hard to blame a brother who's afflicted. It's so hard to blame a brother that's going through a trial, or he's out here in the streets and stuff like that, and it's like he don't know his left from his right. You understand? It's so hard to blame him, you understand? Because from the time from the womb, since we came out, you understand, we've been oppressed, and the very people that's been set up to actually teach us and guide us, you feel me? They've taught us everything in opposition to in opposition to the Most High. They've taught us how to be criminals. They've taught us how to be sinful men and women. They've taught us how to be lustful. They've taught us how to be murderers, thieves, killers. You understand? They taught us this. They've caused us to err because they do not teach the words of the Most High. Keep going.
And they that are led of them are destroyed.
And they that are led of them are destroyed. You understand? Like, we are destroyed as a nation. We are destroyed as a nation. Like, right now, we don't have no protection. We don't have no power. You understand? But guess what? We still trust and rely. We still trust in these big head Christians, these big head pastors who don't give a damn about us, and they profit us nothing. You understand? You hear black people right now, I'm going to keep emphasizing this, how extreme measures we take when we start hearing coronaviruses. Oh, I'm telling you, listen, get your bleach, get your Clorox wipes, get this, that, and the third. You see what I'm saying? Like, we're going to take measures to protect ourselves, you understand? But when it comes to our very souls, when it comes to our brothers getting killed, our daughters getting molested and raped, you understand? We don't take no precaution. The people that's teaching us to actually do these things, we run right back to them. You understand? Like, if we can't, if you heard a person say about this coronavirus, in order for you to not be affected by it, you got to do X, Y, and Z. And then it came out that person was lying to you. In actuality, the things that you was doing was actually going to allow the coronavirus to attack you even more violently. You know what you would do? You would say that person don't know a goddamn thing. That person shut his goddamn mouth. You understand? That's how you're going to feel. You're going to feel offended. Why? Because that person caused you damn near to lose your life. They taught you wrong. They opened their mouth on the subject that they had no knowledge of. You understand? So we can look at a coronavirus that way. We got to look at these false prophets the same exact way. Because what they're doing, they're causing us to lose our lives. You understand? Damn a coronavirus. You understand? When 400 blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans in Baltimore City died last year. Damn a coronavirus. What we got to do is we got to come back to keeping these laws, statutes, and commandments. So when we hear of the coronavirus, we understand that coronavirus wasn't sent to kill us. That coronavirus was sent to punish these other nations that put their hands on us. You understand? Like, this is how we gotta start looking at things. You understand? Keep going, Brother Bashar.
17. And the Lord shall have no joy in their young men.
And the Lord shall have no joy in their young men. Like, the Lord do not take joy in our young men right now. You understand? The Lord have no joy in us because, like, we're so immoral right now. You understand? Like, the young dudes are flaming homosexuals now. Like, young black dudes are flaming homosexuals, wearing purses, doing everything under the sun, and so emotional. You understand? You say anything to them and try to correct them and try to show them real love. You understand? They gonna pull the gat out on you because they're emotional. You understand? They've been taught by women their entire life, and the first thing that a woman who has not been taught by a man in the Isupk, the first thing she's gonna do is run off the hook. She's gonna get emotional. She's gonna run her mouth. You understand? And this is accepted in this society. Like, I keep bringing it back. To, the Purim and how the sister Esther, you see what I'm saying? Like, the sauce that she used, you understand? Like, she understood her powers as a woman. Like, our women ain't got to be the way that they are. You understand? But this society has raised our women to believe that they can do anything they want when it comes to black men. You understand? And in return, that black man is not in the home. It's all by design. So she's raising these black boys, you understand? And the black boys are coming out more feminine. They're coming out more emotional. And they're coming out so weak now, you understand? But guess what? How can you blame them? It's not their fault. It's our fault, you understand? And this is why the Isupk has been set up. But this is also why the Lord can't take no pleasure in our young men. Keep going.
Okay. That scripture powerful when it said, he don't see no pleasure in our young men because our young men are not doing the things that the young men in the Isupk are doing. Now, we used to seeing old heads preach the word. So when we go out into the streets, these old heads think we don't know nothing. We try to explain it to your aunt and your uncles. They think they don't want to listen to you because they think you're too young to know. But God will bring you to jealousy with a young man, because the young man will know more than the old heads. You know what I'm saying? All of us in the Isupk are young. You know what I mean? We got a lot of youngins in here teaching this word and scholars of this word. We understand. We have the understanding of the Most High way more than Christian church do. You know what I mean? This is how the Most High will take pleasure in a young man, because he will expect for his young men to be priests of his word. You know what I mean?
And right. Yeah, he expect these young men to be priests. He expect these young men to be learning from the older men. You understand? On how to become a stronger man, how to lead a family, and how to lead eventually a nation. You understand? Like, these are the lessons that our young men should be learning right now. But instead, our young men are learning that, they can be whatever they want to be. They can be a woman if they want to. Dwayne Wade, 12-year-old son, he's calling her a female now. You understand? So our young men are being told that they can become a woman if they want to at 12 years old.
Right.
They're going to gay parades at 12 years old. You understand? How can the Lord take pleasure in that? Keep going.
It's a lot. 17 again. Therefore the Lord shall have no mercy. Therefore the Lord shall have no joy in their young men, neither shall he have mercy on their fatherless and widows.
Neither shall you have mercy on the fatherless and the widows. You understand? Like, we're so destroyed as a nation, and we've been taught for so long that we ain't got to do nothing to appease the Most High. You understand? We ain't got to do nothing. All we got to do is believe in Him. You understand? And we do anything we want under the sun. We do anything we want under the sun. So because we do what we want, why should the Lord hear us? Like, why should the Lord have mercy on us in our times of need? You understand? But guess what? Even though the Most High is not required to do certain things, He loves us so much that He actually still show mercy. The mercy that He's shown is that He's raised up Commanding General Yohana, and He's raised up this Isupk, and every week, Lord willing, we out on these corners preaching to our people, trying to get our people to return, being big brothers to the younger brothers. You understand? Older sisters teaching younger sisters. You understand? Like, the brotherhood in here is real. You understand? This is the mercy that the Most High has shown to His people, because He's going out and he's actually raising up soldiers that's going to fight and take this nation back. You understand? And that's the beauty of the Most High. So when we get on these pastors and these preachers, you understand, it's for good reason. It's for great reason. Like, if we not tired of seeing our brothers and sisters murdered, it ain't nothing wrong with us. There's something wrong with you. Like, if you don't feel no kind of way about your brother and sister being murdered, you can't go outside like without the police bothering you and racially profiling you and stuff like that. Like, if you don't get angry at that, something's wrong with you. You understand? Any more on that, Brother Bashir?
For everyone is a hypocrite and an evildoer, and every mouth speaketh folly. For all this, his anger is not turned away, but his hand is stretched out still.
And this is that cup that we spoke of earlier. You understand? That cup of fury. Like I say, his anger is not turned away. Like, the Most High, like, if he look off from us, you should remember that anger will subside. You understand? But no, the Most High is not turning His head aside. He's looking directly at us. You feel me? His hand is stretched out, and we're being beat right now. You understand? We're being whipped for our disobedience to the Most High. But guess what? We come back to keeping these laws, statutes, and commandments like we read in the scriptures earlier. He'll take that cup that's in our hands right now, and He'll put it in the hands of our oppressor, so that we won't be on the end of that whipping stick. He will be. You understand? This is why it's so important that we come back to serving the Most High the way the Most High told us to serve Him. We got to come back to doing that because this is our only this is the real salvation.
Right.
You understand? It's not just believing in Christ. It's not believing in the Most High. You actually got to do what He said. You understand? Like, we got kicked out of our land. We lost our culture, our identity. We lost all those things because we fell under that curse, because we wanted to be with these other nations and we wanted to follow these heathen gods and stuff like that. So the Most High kicked us out and punished us for doing it. Why in the world would He give it back to us and we still doing the same thing? We got to do something different. Like they say, you know better, you do better. You understand? But the thing is, we got these false prophets who know better, and guess what? They still teaching contrary to it. They still leading our people and causing our people to err. You understand? Any more of that?
18. For wickedness burneth as the fire. It shall devour the berries and thorns.
Yeah, let's drop that. Let me get Matthew 15 and verse 8. Christian pastors have you believing that you read this Bible and it's gonna be, it's a love story and it's full of love. And listen, you get into this Bible and you realize that the Most High is a general of generals. You understand? We call him the Most High for a reason. You understand? Like some of the so-called greatest war generals in history got strategies from this Bible. You understand? All of them. Strategies from the Bible. You understand? Like the Most High knows what He's doing. This is a book for soldiers. This is a history of blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, and it's a history on how the Most High takes his men, his soldiers, and we go back and we take this nation, we take this earth over. You understand? By being righteous men according to the Lord. You got that?
Matthew 15 and 8. This people draweth nigh unto me with their mouth, and honor me with their lips.
This people draweth nigh unto me with their mouth, meaning like you hear a Christian preach, you hear him talk, you hear pastor preacher talk, you understand? With their mouth, it sounds so convincing. It sounds like they're righteous men and women, you understand? It sounds so good that it's like, it's almost like what they call it, hypnotizing. It's like you're getting hypnotized, you understand? They're gonna make you feel good, feel like people always say I like going to church because it rejuvenates me, feel like I can just get back up and I can get through another week, you understand? They're soothsayers, you understand? Like they say words that make you feel good, you understand? They draw close to the Lord with their mouth, and they have you believing that they're true men of the Lord, you understand? But keep going.
And they honor me with their lips.
And they honor me. Jesus, yes. Jesus this, Jesus that. You understand? Remember, now Captain Natazak said, you meet a man that starts and end any sentence with praise Jesus. He is a homosexual. You understand? You understand? And this is what they do. They Jesus this and they Jesus that all day. They draw close with, they honor with their lips. But keep going.
But their hearts are far from me.
But their hearts are far from me. You understand? They do not want to keep these laws. They do not want to keep these statutes. They do not want to keep these commandments. They do not want to serve the people of the Lord. You understand? They would rather serve the people who oppress the Lord's people. You understand? Because they want the riches and the treasures of this kingdom. So they'll do away with the Lord's people in order to serve the oppressor. You understand? Keep going.
9. But in vain they do worship me.
But in vain they do worship me. Vain meaning empty. They worship me and it means absolutely nothing. All that talking, all them big churches and them steeples and mega churches, all that nonsense that they do, guess what? It means absolutely nothing to the Most High. Keep going.
Teaching for doctrines and commandments of men.
Teaching for the doctrines, the commandments of men. What men? What doctrines and commandments of men are they teaching? They're teaching the doctrine and commandments of the oppressor. You understand?
That the laws are done away with.
That the laws are done away with. You understand? Christianity is nothing but a vessel of white supremacy. You understand? Every Christian pastor, every preacher, every deacon, he's pushing the agenda of our oppressor. Because the oppressor knows something that we don't. As long as he can keep us sinning, as long as he can keep us hating each other, as long as he can keep us hating God, you understand, his kingdom will thrive. But the very moment that we say, you know what, I ain't gonna kill my brother, I ain't gonna sleep with that sister because I know she got a man, you understand? The moment we start speaking like that, I ain't gonna be a homosexual, I ain't selling dope, I ain't shooting dope, you understand? The moment we start doing that, guess what? His kingdom begins to unravel. The moment black people start to love black people, his kingdom begins to unravel. You understand? His kingdom is set up by blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. You understand? Oh, that's upstairs. Read that one more time, verse 9 from the book, for sure.
Verse 9. But in vain they do worship me, teaching for doctrines the commandment of men.
And that's what they do. They teach the commandments of men, that the laws are done away with, that it's your decision. All you gotta do is believe in Jesus, and guess what? All will be well with you. You'll prosper. All you gotta do is tithe, understand? You tithe that $100 bill, and guess what? In 2 weeks, that's gonna turn into 10,000. This is all they do, you understand? This is the commandments of men. This is the doctrine of men. This is the doctrine of the oppressor, you understand? It's deception at its best. But good, let me get Hosea chapter 4, verse 6. You're gonna understand that the words that we speaking tonight, they ain't like the false prophets, you understand, who speak lies and speak of their own deceit. You understand? These words that we read that we speaking tonight comes directly from the Bible, comes directly from the Most High, you understand? These are the words that we speak. You got that Hosea 4:6. Yeah, we was bringing out earlier, we were showing, what the Lord is going to do to these other nations, you understand? Like, he's already started with these viruses and stuff like that, how, this is just the tip of what's coming. But you also see the power of the Lord, you feel me? We ain't got to raise a finger in this nation. We ain't gotta go out and kill nobody or put our hands on nobody. We're not to do those things, you understand? But at the end of the day, we keep these laws, statutes, and commandments, and the Most High will take up. He will revenge us. Truth and nail, you understand?
Right.
That's what these other nations are going to realize. Matter of fact, they already know it. We the ones that don't know it. Got that?
Hosea 4:6. My people are destroyed for a lack of knowledge.
My people. My is a possessive pronoun, you understand? That's like, when you say my, that's indicating that there's others. You understand? My people. This ain't talking about all the nations. This is talking about the nation of Israel are destroyed for a lack of knowledge. That's why this class is so important. This is why the law class is so important, because in order for us to learn how to serve the Most High, we first got to know the laws in which what we should be doing.
That's the scripture lets you know that God's people are only one person. He would have said people are destroyed. He said my people are destroyed.
Yeah, he said my people. He made it personal. Yeah. You understand? My people are destroyed for a lack of knowledge. You know why? These other people, they already have the knowledge. Their records didn't get stolen. Their records weren't destroyed. You understand? They know who we are. The only people on this earth that do not know who the children of Israel is are the children of Israel. These other nations know. You understand? Keep going.
Because thou hast rejected knowledge, I will also reject thee.
Because thou hast rejected knowledge, I will also reject thee. And this is what our people got to be so careful of. You understand? Because the Most High did bring, even though we've been raised under false prophets. You understand? The Most High did send His real prophets out to teach His people. You understand? So when we teaching our people, you know, it's a raise your voice as a trumpet, lift thy voice as a trumpet. You feel me? Like, we gotta be aggressive in the way we get this, in the way we get this out. You know why? Because we ain't got time to play right now. Like, we can't play around when people are dying. You understand? Like, our people are dying in the streets. It ain't time for us to come out there soft spoken and coming out there all Christian like. You understand? We coming out there as the soldiers we are. You know why? Because we tired of seeing our people die. We tired of seeing our kids, you know, getting kidnapped and sold into sex slavery. Like, we tired of it. Like, goddamn, can we be angry for our nation? Like, we're angry for our nation, you understand? Our people are destroyed for a lack of knowledge, but guess what? The Lord has set up the Isupk to bring this knowledge back. You understand? This is what we gotta do. Keep going, Brother Bishop.
That thou shalt be no priest to me, seeing thou hast forgotten the law of thy God, I will also forget thy children.
And this is why we're dying in the streets right now. Because we've been taught to forget the law. We've been taught that the law is done away with. We've been taught that that was the Old Testament. We've been taught all you got to do is believe, you understand? As soon as we take on that doctrine, we just read in the scripture before, we take on the doctrine and commandments of men. So as soon as we start taking on those doctrines and those commandments, guess what? The Lord don't even protect our children. He forgets our children. This is why the 13-year-old just got his head blew off the other day here in Baltimore City. You understand? Because the Lord is forgetting our children because we've been taught that we can do away with the law. We've been taught that we can be homosexuals. We've been taught that it's okay to be a drug dealer. We've been taught that it's okay to eat pork, shrimp, crab, and lobster. You understand? So because we've been taught and these are the things that we do, this is why our children are dying. You understand? This is why we go at the Christian church and these false prophets in the Christian church so much. Because being a Christian and listening to that Christian doctrine is a death sentence to blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. You understand? Go.
7. As they were increased, so they sinned against me. Therefore, I will change their glory into shame.
As they were increased, as we got bigger, as we got stronger, as we got wealthy, you understand? So they sinned against me. Felt like we need God. We took on the spirit of our oppressor, you understand? We don't need God. You know, you got athletes, you got entertainers, they got all the money in the world, you understand? In their mind, they don't need God. They don't need to serve the Lord's people, you understand? Therefore, I will change their glory into shame, you understand? That same thing, that high horse that you was just sitting on, guess what? The Lord will remove it real quick. Ask Catherine Pugh.
Right.
You understand? Ask Sheila Dixon. You understand? They come and they sit on their high horses, you understand? And they go around in all their full glory, you understand? But when you don't keep these laws, statutes, and commandments, when you do wrong by the Lord, you do not serve his people, guess what? He'll turn their glory into shame quickly. That's why a 70-year-old woman in Baltimore City is about to go to jail for 3 years. She's about to become a legal slave for 3 years. You understand? Because the Lord will turn that glory into shame. Any more on that?
8. They ate up the sins of my people, and they set their hearts on their iniquity.
They eat up the sin of my people, you understand? They set their heart on their iniquity, you understand? Like, this is what we do. we don't focus and set our heart on the things of the Lord. You understand? Good.
The white man said it. He set his heart on us sinning. That's what it's saying, man.
Come. You understand? But we don't set our hearts on the ways of the Lord. You understand? We set our hearts on the ways of the oppressor. We want to be just like him. We envy him. That's why the scripture tells us not to. They envy not thy oppressor. You understand? Like, this is what it tells us, because this is what we do. When you're an oppressed people and you see everybody around you flourishing and they doing all manners of wickedness, you figure, man, that shit, I'm trying to eat too. You see what I'm saying? So you start doing what they do, but not realizing that the Lord will kill you for doing it.
Right.
They're prospering. You dying. You can't do what they do. You're not the same people. You understand? The Most High said that you are a holy nation unto thyself. You understand? The Most High don't want you out here doing what they do. And this is what we got to get.
It's so powerful, because the white man is the devil that the Bible speaks of.
Damn right.
And the word devil means deceiver.
Right.
And being as though they profit doing wrong, they're deceiving us to believe that that's the right way. So we follow them and get killed. That's the test. We don't supposed to follow them.
And the thing is, we watch them and we see them and they flourish in their wickedness.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? Like, they're still a country.
That's how we be received, thinking we're gonna make it.
And they'll prosper. Like, America's only great because they stole it.
Right.
When America wants something, they go and kill for it. You see what I'm saying? America don't ask you for nothing. They go and take what they want. You understand? Right now, if they want to go in your bank account, they can go in your bank accounts and you can't do nothing about it. So you know what we do? Well, he can do it and get away with it. So you know what? I'm gonna do it too.
Being deceived. Yep.
And that's you drinking that poison. You feel me?
Mm-hmm.
Because soon as you drink up that cup, we die.
That's the biting of the apple.
Anyway, yeah.
Biting that apple.
And that's those are the things that we got to stay away from. But this is also why, these pastors and these false prophets, that's why they're the biggest viruses in Blacks, Hispanics, and Native American communities. You understand? Like, if you from the last 10 years, if you take the death total and the murder total, the murder rate in Baltimore City for the last 10 years, if you add all the numbers up, right, you can attribute them all to these false prophets. If you take them all the way back to the civil rights movement, you feel me? You take the death totals of Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans all the way to the civil rights movement, guess what? You can put that on Martin Luther King. You know why? He said, my prophets, he said, go out and you warn my people. He said, if you do not go and warn my people, you understand, their blood is on your hands.
Right.
But when you go out and you warn my people and they turn away and they just say, you know what, forget it, their blood is on their own hand. So is these false prophets teaching our people the wrong way?
Right.
Every Black, Hispanic, and Native American death, their blood is on his hands. You understand? The Lord is not with these people. The Lord is not with your pastor. The Lord is not with your deacon, your bishop. He's not with them. The proof is in the pudding, you understand? And so they say. We still dying in the streets. We ain't running nothing. It's over, what's the number? In the last 20 years, what, $400-some billion been in the Black Christian church been circulated as far as tithes and offerings? What do we own? Outside of mega churches. Outside of Bentleys for the pastor. What do we own? We don't own nothing. We should have our own economic system set up where though we don't have to depend on nobody but each other. We gotta go to every other nation for the bare essentials in our own communities, you understand? If you need toilet paper, you gotta go to the oppressor. You need toothpaste, you need soap, you gotta go to the oppressor. You need a job, you gotta go to the oppressor.
That's why Scripture says, in want of all things.
Right. We want of all things, you understand? We don't do nothing on our own, you understand? Because our leaders, these false prophets, they've caused us to err, you understand? Let me get Proverbs 1 and 5 up, Michelle. Go ahead, but this is what, as a nation, this is what we got to start doing. You understand?
Proverbs 1 and 5. A wise man will hear.
A wise man will hear. A smart, a intelligent man will hear this. You understand? They'll hear this word. What will they do? If you keep on?
And will increase learning. A man of understanding shall in turn unto wise counsel.
And the man of understanding shall attain unto wise counsel. Like, here's the thing. You hear these words that we speaking? You understand? Don't turn a deaf ear to them. If you're wise, you'll hear these words. You understand? And you'll begin to understand these things once you start to get counsel on. You understand? Like, this is what we got to do. Like, we don't expect you to come in knowing how to serve the Lord 100% as soon as you walk through the doors. You understand? This is why the Most High set his military structure up. You understand? Like, you're not going to come straight in knowing everything. You understand? But you can come in and get the help and the guidance that you really need. You understand? You can come in and get proper counsel. You can come in and get relief from the hell that you've been living your entire life. This is what the Isupk is here for. The Isupk is here to just beat our people over the head. The Isupk is here to save our people, to bring our people back to the Most High. You understand? Like, this is what we do. This is what we've been commissioned to do. Unlike your Christian church, unlike your Christian pastor, who's been sent by the oppressor and not the Most High. These are not my words. We just read this in Jeremiah 23. You understand? The Most High said, I did not send them. I did not send them. You know who sent them? The oppressor.
Right.
That's why they go to the oppressor school and get their degree and on how they gonna teach this book. You understand? And if they don't pass them tests and say what the oppressor need them to say, they ain't getting that, what they call it, theology degree. They ain't getting it. You understand? So the oppressor tell them, this is what you're going to teach them. This is how you're going to talk to your people. You're going to tell your people that you ain't got to keep these laws, statutes, and commandments. This is what you're going to do. You know what? These greedy bastards, they listen to the oppressor, and guess what? They cause our people to err. So from 1969 to this day, you feel me? You could blame every Black, Hispanic, and Native American death on the Christian church, on the Muslim mosque. You understand? This is the virus that's really plaguing Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. You understand? Even before then, this is why we came into slavery in the first place, because we had other wicked bastards who told our people that we ain't had to serve the Most High, and instead we should serve other foreign gods. You understand? Mm-hmm. You know, so if there's anything that we take from this class tonight, realize that it is a prime reason for us to go at these pastors and these false prophets, and that reason is because they are causing our people to lose their lives. You understand? They're causing our people to die. They're causing our young men to get shot in the head. They're causing our sisters to get raped. You understand? They're causing the Most High to unleash his fury on us. You understand? We tired of it. We tired of it. We men who say, you know what? We've been beat enough by the Lord, so we're going to stand up for the Lord now. You understand? And we want every brother and every sister to come under this fold as well. You understand? Because contrary to the Christian church, we actually love our people. They can say what they want to say about us, but we love Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans.
Right. Men,
women, and children. You feel me? In a righteous way. You understand? This is what we do. This is the Isupk. And with that, I want to say shalom, Bmore. We're going to turn this class over to Priest and Office of 1,000, the Barbara Carr, for the reading of the security announcement. So I'm going to read the security announcements in a second. Right.
Security announcement. We got an Isupk coming out of 1 West, 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under Commander General Your Honor. New rules for brothers and sisters. When a new brother or sister comes to the school, they are off limits for 6 months. They are to be saluted only. They are here to share themselves with the world. After 6 months, if a brother or sister has an interest in a particular person, he or she must get permission from the head to speak to that brother or sister. There is another 6 months in which the brother or sister will court each other. After the 6 month period, the brother or sister will get permission from the head to marry. Titus, which is a commandment. You can find us in Numbers 18 and 21, Malachi 3 and 8 through 10. Means 10 in Hebrew, and it's pronounced Mayashra. 10% of every penny of any increase the Lord give to the Treasury Department or teaching. Priest funds, free will offerings for priests, not mandatory, whatsoever amount you would like to give. Upcoming holy convocations. The Passover, April 9th. And remind Aki and my wife to check the bullet, to check social media, such as Isupk, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and so on, for Isupk events and materials. If any brother wants to become a trooper in the school, then he is to start wearing all black, which includes black boots, shirt, pants, headband, or scarf. With that, we're going to give one courtesy salute to the teacher and of Israel, Maya. Maya Shabbat, Maya, Rock, Yahweh Shem Yahshua Thug.
Yahweh Shem Yahshua Thug.
So, turn to the sisters. Because the top slide. So, turn to the sisters. In of Israel, Maya Shabbat, Maya, Rock, Yahweh Shem Yahshua. Yahweh, Shema, Allah, Shem Yahshua.
Shem Yahshua.
Pastor Smith.
I don't know if I get nervous.
Yeah, Samara. No, not Samara.
It's Shamira.
Shalom. Yahweh Shema.
It's Shalom.
Hold on. Yahweh Shema. That's right. Yahweh. Shema Al-Thaba Hashem Yahshua. Yahweh Shema Al-Thaba Hashem. Go ahead.
You gotta be real fast like that.
Okay, take my time like I was going to play.
Not Shamara.
Okay. Guys, I don't know what I thought. I wrote it down. I dictionary in the yard, so I did spell it right.
Yahweh Shema Al-Thaba. Shema. That's Shema. Shema.
Sleep and shit. Yeah.